no, I want to go to Leiden because Leiden was like a hotel. It was fancy. It was fancy. January 17th, January 16th, January 17th in the morning, 4 o'clock. I went to the toilet, bleeding again. I said, Ruben, we gotta go. He said, let go. We got our stuff, and mind you, I had a bag prepared because I was like, yeah, the last time I went to the hospital, I didn't have anything. It's not cute to be in the hospital not having anything, just the clothes that you're wearing. No. So I took the bag, Ruben took the bag, we got to the hospital. And they said, yeah, we're gonna keep you here and see, but you don't have to go to Leiden anymore because you're at 32 weeks now. So, and it was the day, it was exactly 32 weeks. So you don't have to go to Leiden. If you give birth anytime soon, then you'll give birth in this hospital. I was like, no, I want to go to Leiden because Leiden was like a hotel. It was fancy. It was fancy. But they were like, Leiden is for people whose children are younger than 32 weeks, because if your kid is born there and it's over 32 weeks and it's doing well, they will transfer the baby to us or to another hospital. And a transfer like that for a baby that small is not ideal. So I was like, okay, yeah, well then, okay, I'll remain here. And they said that Leiden didn't have space either. And I was like, you know what, if another baby needs it more than mine, and my baby is doing well, depending on when the kid comes out, then okay. I was disappointed. I was very disappointed. So I stayed in the hospital. Hospital food, nasty. In Leiden was delicious. I thought it was like a Christmas meal, but it wasn't. It was like that's like their standard food, and the Hague, the food was so bad. It was disgusting. Okay. So I stayed there. They kept monitoring me. It was still bleeding a little bit. It was a clot that they saw there again. They had no idea where it's coming from. They don't know. The next morning, like 24 hours after I was admitted in the hospital, I felt gushing again. So I thought, like, here we go again. And then I was sitting on this pad, you know, this pad that they put there to protect the bed. And I saw blood, so I was like, okay, yeah, it's blood again. But it was, this time it was like liquid, like water was added to the blood. So I was like, oh gosh. So I went to the bathroom and it was like clear water fluid. So amniotic fluid was gushing out. And at a rapid rate. It wasn't like, you know, it was like just running, like you open the tap, like we're running out, like we're running. That's how it was. It was like a tap, like so I called the nurse, and the nurse came in and she's like, yeah, but I cannot tell you what is going on. A doctor has to tell you that. So I was like, okay. And she went away, and it was 15 minutes. I'm standing there with a pad between my legs and standing in the shower waiting. And no, she wasn't coming back. I was like, nah. I walked. I opened my door, the room door, and I was like, hello, can somebody help me? You know, when you're at your limit, you're like, I have your colleague left and she's not here. And I was going at her. I was like, what the hell is this? You gonna tell me you're going to come back? And then when your colleagues come to me, your colleagues say, I didn't know nothing about it. So you didn't tell your colleagues and Poco what was happening here? No, you just went off on your own. You stupid idiots. So I was mad. So then the nurse started to try to calm me down. So okay, take calm down. We're here now. Go to your bed and we'll check you. We'll get a gynecologist to come. Blah blah blah. And the gynecologist came in, and the woman's surname is Angels. I was like, I need this woman to get the hell out of here, because I need my child to be alive. I do not need this to be a sign. I don't need this to be any type of sign. And she came in and she was like all bubbly and happy. And she's like, oh, are you happy to see me? I was like, this bitch, why are you laughing? This is a serious situation. I was not freaking out, but I was like, I'm serious. I need like serious information. Like when stuff like this happens to me, I I need the information. Like, this is happening. This is what we're gonna do. This is the course that we're going to sail. All right, let me know. But don't come with no stupid jokes, okay? Because then, so I looked at her. I was like, and then she's like, oh, I guess I should maybe make a joke. So it's like, you think? Anyways, so that's, I'm being honest. It was, and I was like, check the pad that was in the bathroom, and I was like, yeah, and it's running out, and my stomach became very small, and I could just feel my baby moving in like dryness, and I was like, okay. And the doctor came in, the head of gynecology, and she said, yeah, your baby could stay in there safely for up to 37 weeks. I was like, I don't think so. No, because there is a risk of infection, because the fact that amniotic fluid is coming out means that bacteria could go in. We're not doing that. Where do you do that at? I was like, within 48 hours the baby has to be born. You're gonna come tell me this child could stay in here for 5 more weeks? I think not. That was what I was thinking. So they went on, they said, we're gonna monitor you, blah blah blah, the whole make again. And then by 5 in the evening, the doctor comes and she says, you know what, we are worried about you, and we're going to bring you to the delivery ward, and we're gonna get the baby tonight, either with not Pitocin. They were going to give me some medication in order to induce me, or I was gonna have a C-section. And my body was like, oh wait, the baby could come. Oh, the baby could come. Okay, those same contractions that I've been having since the 24 weeks, and I had them continuous, and about 5 to 7 contractions an hour, and had that every time I was in the hospital and they monitored me, it stayed unchanged. That kept happening. But and it didn't hurt. It never hurt. It never hurt. It just happened, and they're like, are you not in pain? Are you not in pain? I'm like, no, I'm not in pain. I don't feel anything. And I also told the doctors, listen, in my family, it happens quite often that women do not have contractions but are completely dilated. Please take this serious. I don't know if I'm one of those people. So they were like, okay, yes. And everyone who came in, I told them this. It's like, listen, this is something that happens in my family. This is my first baby. I don't know if I'm like that, but I'm telling you, I've been having contractions, no pain. I don't know if I'm dilated. So they checked me with these sterile gloves. Let me take the time because I got to go pick up my baby. And then what happened? They checked me. And then what happened then? Then they said, yeah, you're 1 centimeter dilated. So I was like, okay, I'm not dilating that much, so okay. But then when she told me like the baby could come, my body was like, okay. Those same contractions that I've been having that I didn't feel anything, all of a sudden I started feeling a little bit like, it's uncomfortable, but it wasn't painful. Like I was like, ooh, no. It was like, And I had to wait till a room became available because it was a very busy night, because the night that I gave birth, 13 babies were born in that ward, and that's a lot because they had closed down another hospital apparently. So around between 8 and 9, that's when I got to my delivery suite, and I told them like, yeah, I'm kind of feeling something, but it's not like whoa or something. It's uncomfortable, but it's not like I'm like or something. I was like, I don't like this feeling, but I could handle it. And when they monitor you, when they put the monitor in your stomach, you can see the intensity of the contraction. 0 meaning nothing, 30, this is a contraction, 50, that mine were always at about 50. And that's why they were asking me, are you not feeling anything? Because it should be painful. 90 to 100 is, haha, painful. Everything above that is, I'ma kill you. It's painful. Remember that. So mine were at 50. They were 50 at 50 at 50, come down 50, come down 50, come down 50. All of a sudden, at 9 o'clock, when I told Ruben, like right before 9 o'clock, I told Ruben like, okay, this could take hours because they say like a centimeter an hour. So I told Ruben, like, go to sleep, you know, nothing's gonna happen. So I turned on my side thinking, you know what, let me just sleep, because the pain that I'm feeling now is not something that's gonna keep me awake. So that's how not painful they were. All of a sudden at 9 o'clock, I was like, Ruben, this is so painful. And Ruben is like calmly lying on his side, and he had his hands between his knees, and he was lying, and he's looking at me. I was like, why is this damn man so calm? I am in pain. And he's like looking at me, and you know, he's supposed to stay calm, but it was aggravating me. It was aggravating me. And the pain is getting intenser and intenser, and I was like, whoa, ho, ho. On the monitor, it went from 50 to 90, and then it went from 70 to 127, 80 to 127, 90 to 127, 80 to 127. So this happened continuously, which means I had a continuous contraction. I asked Ruben to call my mom because not one position helped. Sitting on that ball, I wanted to kick that ball so hard. I was like, this damn ball ain't doing nothing for me. It was killing me. It was killing. I stand, I sit, I put the bed high, low, sit at the edge, doing this, doing that, sit on the toilet. Nothing, I tell you, nothing. Nothing helped. Nothing. The contraction kept going from 9 o'clock. It started. I think about 9:30, I asked him to call my mother, video call my mother. My mom lives on the island of Aruba, so she's not there. And I'm telling my mom, saying, Mom, I don't know when am I getting relief, because they say the contraction starts and then it ends, but when does it end? I had a continuous contraction for 3 hours. And a few weeks before that, I watched Patricia Bright's video, and I wondered, wouldn't it be useful to have a quick delivery? Again, be careful what you wish for. 3 hours straight, I had a contraction. The contraction did not stop. And at 11 o'clock, the doctor, so 9 o'clock it started, at 11 o'clock, the doctor came to check me to see how far along I was. She said, oh, 2 centimeters. I was like, if this is going to take an hour a centimeter, I'm going to die. And then Ruben was like, Ruben was next to me, and then she said, yeah, but you're 100% effaced, so everything there is soft. That's a good sign. And I'm like, 2 centimeters. All I heard was 2 centimeters, and I thought that is way too far. We were supposed to be 10 right now. Well, where are we going? Then I said, you know what? All this holistic bullcrap I'd be talking about, I don't care. I don't care at all. Get me medication. So I'm gonna speed this up because my battery's almost dead and I need to go pick up my kid. She said, okay, we're gonna give you morphine. She got everything prepared, blah blah blah, and then when she was done, half an hour later, the doctor said, I have to check you again because we have to see if you're not further along, that we can. Oh no, they were giving me an epidural, and they had to check if they were within the time frame to do so. She checked me in half an hour time. I went to 7 centimeters. I was like, oh god. Then it's like, okay, well, we can give you morphine. Okay, they want to give me morphine. She prepared everything again, a half an hour. She gave me the thing in my hand, and it's just like, you know what, you can press as much as you want. So I was like, how long does it take before it works? She said 15 minutes. I was like, oh lord. I pressed the thing, and all of a sudden I did this. My body started pressing the baby out. My body started pressing the baby out. I couldn't do anything. I was like, 8 minutes, 3 pushes, and little baby Jai was out. 3 minutes past 12, the 18th of January. My goodness. He was fine. They said, you know what, we don't know how he is. If you can put him on your chest, yes or no. He was fine. He came out screaming like, wah, 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 wah. I was like, wow, this boy has some lungs on him. He was fine. I put him on my chest. I started crying. I was like, oh baby, oh baby. Look at the pictures. Woo, ugly cry. But I was so happy. He was good. Ruben went with him, and then the thing started with me. I kept bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. and they were counting the milliliters of blood going, and they were putting it on the screen, on the whiteboard, and they were doing everything they could in their power to stop the bleeding outside of the operating room. Nothing helped. So then they said, we're gonna take you to the operating room to check your uterus and to see if we can stop the bleeding that way. We're gonna place a balloon into your uterus to give it, to put pressure on your uterus in order for it to stop. Whatever is bleeding, that it stops. In total, at that point, I had lost 1.6 liters of blood. It took me to the operating room, and the only thing I can think of was, God, please let me survive. I cannot leave Ruben and this baby behind. And I was scared. That was the first time that I was scared. And I was really, really scared that I would come out of the operating room without a uterus. That was scary. And I remember telling Ruben, I love you. Remembering to tell him I love him. And he's like, I love you too. And I told him, please stay with our baby boy. Don't leave his side. Talk to him as much as you can. They took me to the room. They prepped me. And I can't remember anything that happened there. And I felt like it was a minute later that I woke up groggy, very thirsty, and feeling really weird because they didn't tell me I was going to get a tube down my throat, a breathing tube. So that was horrible. So I wanted to drink water in order to puke all the bubbles out because there was bubbles in my stomach. And yeah, the operation was successful. After a few hours, they removed the balloon. The bleeding had stopped, and then was the process of me bonding with my baby. I didn't feel connected to him. They only let me see him for half an hour. They wheeled me into his room. And initially they had told me that I would stay in the hospital as a patient for a few days, and the next day they all of a sudden they said, yeah, you're doing well, we're gonna discharge you and you're gonna stay in your son's room. It's the same floor but in a different ward, so if something were to happen to me, they could come to me quickly. So they wheeled me into his room with all my bags and everything, and then started the process of getting to know my baby. And I am so grateful, and I have to say I'm so proud of him because he has been a champ from the get-go. He came from very far, but the doctors thought he was older because his lungs were so doing so well. He was a big baby. He was 2 kilos and 2 kilos 89, which is large for a 32-week baby. He wanted to only lie on his back. If you were to switch him to his side or his stomach, he would turn over to his back. And he started gaining weight like a champ. And I started pumping milk. That I had an issue with pumping the milk, but at the end I did have milk. And Mr. Man is doing well now. And today or yesterday he went to the childminders for the first time. And he's become a big boy. He's now 6 kilos. He's now 6 kilos. Yeah, 6+ kilos. The last time I weighed him, it was 6 kilos and some change. And yeah, I'm really proud of my baby, my little baby boy. The reason why you are not seeing him in the video is because he's not here. He's at the childminders practicing because next week I have to go back to work. And so yeah, it's difficult. That's pretty difficult to leave your baby somewhere else. But this lady is so nice, so I'm happy with that, and he seems to like it there. So yeah, so I'm gonna make another video about what I've learned in the process. One thing is for sure, I know I'm strong. Nobody can tell me that. Nobody can tell me that I can't take something. Because going through this, it's crazy. It's yeah. It was a heck of a roller coaster, and I did it. I did it. My baby's healthy. He's here. It was worth it. If I had a choice to not have experienced it, I would, yeah, rather had the normal, what they consider a normal pregnancy. But this is what I got, because I went through this and I came through the other side. I still know that I want to give myself a chance to process this and to actually have a ritual to close off this chapter. Yeah. So that's my birth story. Hope it didn't scare you too much. But it's what I experienced, and yes, I cried a lot. I went through it, but I'm here now. If you did choose to look at this and you're still pregnant, don't worry too much, because everybody's story is different. Everybody's experience is different. It can go any kind of way. The doctor still doesn't know why I bled. They checked my they sent my placenta to the lab, and they couldn't find anything. It's healthy, it's good. But hey, I'm here, and I'm a mama now. But I'm Serani first, and then I'm a mama. Yeah, so it's kind of weird to say, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative. I hope you took away something from this video, because I can't say like I hope it was funny or what, because it's not a funny story at all. But I will be making a video about what I've learned from this process, or from this experience. And also, this channel is about to change up. I'm slowly changing everything. And yeah, subscribe. It's free. So subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.